In this lesson, we are going to talk about email footprinting. So far, we have covered up footprinting through search engines, footprinting through web services, footprinting through social networking sites, and now we are going to cover up email footprinting. Now, before going into email footprinting, we need to gather information about email addresses of a target company. For that, we'll be using a tool named the Harvester. Now, gathering information about email addresses is an important attack vector during the later phases of hacking. Let's try using the tool the Harvester. The syntax is simple. We type the command the Harvester with the uppercase H, then -d, the domain maxofy.com, and -b, the source, which will be like Google, Baidu, Bing, etc. So we'll be using all of them. So we'll specify all and press enter. Now we'll wait for the search to complete and get the results. As you can see, we found the IP address of the target, the emails associated with the target, and even some of the subdomains. Now we will move on to tracking email communications. Email tracking is used to monitor the delivery of emails to an intended recipient. Attackers track email to gather information about target recipient in order to perform social engineering and other attacks. Where the attacker gets recipient's system IP address, geolocation of the recipient, when the email was received and read, whether or not the recipient visited any links sent to them, get recipient's browser and operating system information, and as well as time spent on reading the emails. There are many tools for these purposes, some of them being the email lookup, which is a free email tracker. There's another tool called Email Tracker Pro, which is actually not a free version. So we are going to use this one. Now we are going to load the website in our browser and we get this kind of website. Now scrolling down below, we have the option for email lookup over here. Now I'm going to put up a email address to check up. For test purpose, I will be using faisal@maxofy.com. I'm going to click on email lookup. As you can see that it says faisal@maxofy.com is not a valid deliverable email address, which is actually true because this email address doesn't exist. And sometimes you might get this kind of result for every email address belonging to this domain. Now I'm going to test a valid email address by putting down an email address which is actually belonging to the gmail.com domain. I'm going to click on email lookup. Now you can see the results being saying as this email address is actually a valid deliverable email box address. And you can see the queries it did before doing this lookup as it connected to the SMTP server of Google. So that's how actually you do the email lookup and do your email footprinting. That's all for this video. Thanks for joining with us.